Things are good for quarter horse racing in Louisiana. Why? Well, with a minimum of 148 guaranteed quarter horse racing days, and with annual purses exceeding the $22 million mark, and with the Louisiana Breeders Association paying out over $4 million in breeder and stallion awards each year, and with the annual LQHBA yearling sales seeing major increases in median, average, and total gross for 2014, and with Louisiana Quarter Horse Racing having the largest purse of any state-bred futurity with an estimated $1 million purse, you have to say things are definitely good for quarter horse racing in Louisiana. Louisiana-bred quarter horses are faster horses that run for more money.
And hello again, everyone. I'm Greg Thompson of StallionResearch.com. Welcome to the Evangeline Report. The Evangeline Futurity is right upon us, as well as a closing weekend of stakes action as well as racing action at Evangeline Downs for the 2014 Quarter Horse Racing Meet. On this episode, we're going to look at the upcoming Evangeline Downs Futurity and Derby, as well as the two other stakes races on tap here at the closing weekend in Opelousas, Louisiana. The 870 IP Stakes, as well as the Sandtown Stakes. Without further ado, let's get right to it. Let's look at the top contenders and qualifiers going into the Evangeline Futurity.
The Evangeline Downs Stakes Recap.
The interesting thing to note about the fastest and second fastest qualifier is the fact that they both come out of the same barn of trainer Rodolfo Sanchez, and both of the horses have seemingly come of age in their trial event. Seen here is Quiet Riot, running the fastest time of 19.896 seconds for the 400-yard trial event. Same trainer, same jockey, but a different owner with Trinidad Flores for fast times with Red Oak. This gelding qualified for a futurity at Gillespie County Fair in Texas earlier in this year, where he finished fourth, but hasn't really overly set the world on fire prior to romping home in this trial event to qualify second in the list of 10 qualifiers going into the Evangeline Downs Futurity.
With the Sanchez trainees essentially being underachieving in this 2014 racing season thus far, I'm going to look for a seasoned futurity horse to rise to the top here in the Evangeline Futurity.
And that seasoned futurity horse comes in the form of Narcisco Flores' own He's a Dashin' By. Seen here early in the year, winning the graded Firecracker Futurity at Delta Downs with jockey Tammy Purcell aboard. Here in his trial, the Tempting Dash colt shows his early turn of foot again and leads most of the race until conceding the lead in the final stages of the race to finish fourth, with all three other horses finishing ahead of him also qualifying into the futurity.
We'll be back. More of the Evangeline Report of the closing weekend here at Evangeline Downs after these words from Jumonville Farm in Ventress, Louisiana.
Introducing the stallion roster at Jumonville Farms in Ventress, Louisiana. Jess Louisiana Blue, the son of Mr. Jess Perry, whose offspring have earned over $10 million from only 9 crops to race, including the Grade 1 winning Louisiana Senator, On the Wings of Glory, a full brother to leading sire feature Mr. Jess, and Sizzling Cartel, the winner of the Grade 2 Firecracker Futurity as a 2-year-old, and the earner of over $233,000 from his racing career. Jumonville Farms, a tradition of equine excellence.
Okay, we're back and ready to look at the Evangeline Derby. 400 yards, 3-year-olds going for a $126,000 purse. In my opinion, this field is wide open. You've got several horses in this field that have been right on the cusp of winning a big event as well as qualifying into a big derby. Let's look at some of the top contenders going into this derby event.
Continuing with the theme that this is a wide open affair, Cartel's Fortune, seen here on the outside with Patrick Watson aboard, has yet to make a splash in the stakes division, with only a second place finish in August at the stakes level to show on his race resume, is the fastest qualifier going into this derby. But he showed plenty here to capture the top spot with the second fastest qualifier, Powerful Feature, finishing second, is 0 for 4 in his race season as a 3-year-old. The Evangeline Derby is a wide open affair.
The field for the 350-yard Samstown Stakes is a competitive one. Let's look at some of the top contenders going into that event.
One horse to look at is coming off an 8-month layoff. It's the Grade 3 Decada Stakes winner First Prize Shonda. This here win dates all the way back to March 29th of 2014, and the super well-bred daughter of PYC Paint Your Wagon hasn't returned to the winner's circle since. Which leads me to highlight FDD Going Grand, which is my choice in the Samstown after this track record winning performance in the Evangeline Downs Dash last time out for trainer Kenny Roberts.
Okay, don't go away. We still got a lot to go for this closing weekend preview here at Evangeline. After these words from our sponsor, Delta Equine Center in Vinton, Louisiana.
Delta Equine Center in Vinton, Louisiana. Breeders can view the stallion roster for 2015 at deltaequinecenter.com. That list includes the Grade 1 stakes-producing sire Agouti, the brilliantly bred son of Corona Cartel. Shining First Dash, the Grade 1 placed half-brother to leading sire Shazoom. And introducing to Louisiana for 2015 Country Chicks Man, the 4-time Grade 1 winner that has produced 13 black-type graded stakes winners from only 5 crops to raise. Quality, integrity. Delta Equine Center in Vinton, Louisiana.
Okay, we're back and ready to look at my favorite division here in Louisiana quarter horse racing, the IP 870-yard stakes featuring the distance horses.
In previous episodes, when discussing the distance division, the same horses lining up to do battle like the last time here, Race and Aces Stakes. 6 horses in the IP 870 were in this race, with the top 2 finishers keeping it cool and Worlds on High headlining the morning line odds going into this stakes event. Who will prevail this time around? The distance division has provided a merry-go-round of different winners each and every stakes race this year.
The Evangeline Downs Report Stallion Spotlight.
This week's Stallion Spotlight goes to Swingin' Jess, the son of Mr. Jess Perry out of the Jody O'Toole mare named Swingin' O'Toole. He earns a spotlight this week for having sired the fastest qualifier, White Riot, going into the finals into the Evangeline Downs Futurity. Swingin' Jess is a 3-time Grade 1 winning son of Mr. Jess Perry that earned over $426,000 as a runner. As a sire, he has already sired earners of over $1.4 million from only 4 crops to raise. You can check out his member stallion page by logging on to stallionesearch.com.
Okay, that's all the time we have for this episode of the Evangeline Report. We'll return one more time to bring you the finale of the 2014 quarter horse racing meet here in Opelousas, Louisiana, as well as to bring you the recap of the Evangeline Downs Futurity and Derby. If you can't be at the racetrack this weekend, go to aqha.com/racing and watch all the Q racing videos from all the partnering racetracks from across the country. On behalf of everyone here at stallionesearch.com, we want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We'll return right after Christmas with the last episode of the Evangeline Report.